Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Order. Questions for oral answer. Mr. Louis Ng.
Mr. Speaker, my response will also cover oral PQ 4320 raised by Mr. Louis Ng, which is scheduled for sitting on or after 7 March. I would like to invite the member to seek clarifications if need be. If the question has been addressed, it may not be necessary to proceed the question for future sittings.
Please proceed.
Mr. Speaker, while single unwed parents do not qualify for the baby bonus cash gift, parenthood tax rebates, and working mothers' child reliefs, we extend government benefits that support the growth and development of their children. This includes subsidies for education, healthcare, childcare, and infant care, the foreign domestic worker levy concession, and the child development account for housing holistically based on the individual circumstances. It is not an issue of cost, let alone whether we will study it, but that each of these policies reflect prevailing societal norms and values, that of parenthood within marriage. In addition, those in need of assistance can approach their nearest social service office.
Mr. Louis Ng.
Thank you, sir, and I thank Minister for the reply. And I've seen firsthand the suffering and pain that single unwed parents go through. So could I ask that MSF look at it from two different perspectives? One, for the baby bonus, the cash component of the baby bonus, it really is not a luxury for them, but a lifeline. Our own data shows that single unwed parents under 35 have a median salary of $700. So when the child is born, a mother and child with $700, what can they really do? And I hope we can provide this cash component because it really is a lifeline for these parents. For the working mother's child relief and the parenthood tax rebate, I hope MSF can look at this not from a fiscal cost standpoint, but really on one of stigma and discrimination. I think Minister Indrani, MOS Shelling, myself saw firsthand how single unwed parents were in tears when they spoke about this stigma and discrimination. And I think this policy of not providing them this tax rebate and tax relief really reinforces the stigma and discrimination. So I hope again we relook this, not from a fiscal standpoint, but how this giving them this relief and tax rebate can really help to remove that discrimination. Thank you.
Minister Masagos.
I can understand how Mr. Louis Ng feel for single unwed mothers, and I think members in this House do the same. But policies are implemented fit for purpose. And even when they are not used up for its intended purpose, policies cannot be reduced, reused, or recycled. It must be implemented for public accountability for the purpose it was used. And therefore, if they need support like the areas which the members have mentioned, there are those that's available, SSOs, psychological support, social support. Please seek them. And if they do not know where to go, I hope members can point them where they are.
Mr. Louis Ng.
Thank you, sir. I do agree, Minister. I mean, the policies are there for a purpose, but policies can change. And that's why in this budget, we changed the whole rationale of the working mother's child relief. We thought at first it was to help the higher income mothers to have children, but now we're changing it to help the lower and middle income mothers. And so why can't we change it to help the single unweds as well? It's not a big group. I don't think a lot of single unwed parents pay taxes because, again, the median salary is about $700 for those under 35. They can't be paying taxes, but this really is about removing the stigma and discrimination. I mean, I raised this for many years now. Every year I raise it, they said we will review it. And I really hope we sincerely review this and change our policies.
Minister Masagos.
I note that the member said the numbers are small. Does the member want the number to be big? because we must make a distinction between support and incentive. There is always this worry that could happen, but more importantly, our policies must reflect the social norms and values of parenthood within marriage. And if that shifts in future, certainly we will move with it.
We have several PQs to get through, Mr. Ng. I'll allow the last short supplementary, please.
The short SQ is this. We did equalize the maternity leave. We did provide the C-day component. I do believe that didn't result in a spike in number of single unweds. I believe in Japan as well, when they provided more support for single unwed parents, that also didn't result in a spike in single unweds in the country. And I don't think so. I don't think people have children just because there is a baby bonus.
Thank you. Clarification, please. Minister?
Well, the member didn't put a question, but he put his opinion again. And I think he has to not only reflect the needs of the unwed mothers, for which we all should also feel the same, but we also have to reflect the needs and the reflection of what society norms are. And as I mentioned just now, if society norms change, that too will change.